ladies. I saw on, I think it was Allison's sketches for 6x6 paper pads, the Facebook group. Someone had asked about how to make a large title because week 8 shows a title that spans the entire left side and part of the right page. So I thought I might show you how to work with a title in a defined space. I do this a lot. Once I get my layout set up, whether it's glued down or not, it can just be laid out. I get an idea for where I want my title and then how much space I have to work with. So the first thing I do when confronted with that is I make a box that size. So let's take from the week 8 sketch, and we'll just make a box that is 3 inches, oh, that's pretty close, 12 inches wide by 3 inches high. That's a pretty good size to work with there. We can do other things also. Now we're just going to type in our word. I have a Babus selected simply because it's a nice bold block type font, and using the mini embellishment theme, this past one for, and we'll type in adventure. One, it's a nice long word and it takes up a whole bunch of space. So we have this. Let's fill it with black so we can really see what we're doing here. Okay, so y'all know that you can take it out like this and do whatever, but as you can see, it's still not quite filling as much space as you want. So let's elongate it a little bit. And as long as you're staying within these red lines, which you're not going to cut, but it's just your boundary. There's other ways to do this in like Business Edition and some of the other editions, but this is just going to give you an idea that you can do this without having these little guides pull down and slide in and all that other stuff. You can do it without that. All you're going to do is make a little box. Let's see if maybe we can take this just a little bit bigger because we want it pretty good sized. But that looks kind of bland. So let's see if we can do. No, I don't want to do that yet. So this looks pretty good. So we're going to ungroup it because, yeah, what happens now? So now we have this, and they're all individual shapes. We can group it like we did in the smaller title, the simple title video. We can do an offset if you like that, but when you're kind of in a defined space, you really don't need it. Well, yeah. What happens if we take this down to about a, well, no, we're going to cancel that because I'm going to show you something else. So let's copy, not our block, just the letters. We're going to copy this whole thing. We're going to duplicate it. Let's change our color to a gray. Yes. And now you get this. So that's a pretty good look right there. You can kind of offset that, or you can send it to the back and then kind of get a shadow to it, like so. Let me show you. So let's take off our red lines. Okay, so you have this, or you can send the black to the back and move it around like this and kind of get a 3D effect. So let's see how that looks. So that's kind of cool because you have, oops, that won't work. Okay, but you know that this is, made my block go away. Oh, that's why. We need to have that back. Okay, so now you have this. And you can move it around anywhere. That's kind of cool. You can change the colors if you didn't like that. You could change it to a lighter, oops, I'm in line, a lighter color, which kind of gives you an interesting effect. But anyway, that's kind of what you can do in your defined space. Now, what if you have a square? Say you've got the 6x6. So let's make doing 6x6. So let's make this 6x6 so that you know that that's going to be exactly what your piece of paper is. And you want to use this for the whole title. So it doesn't matter where it is. This is the 6x6. It's your block of paper. Again, we can go in with Babus. Let's do Adventure again. Okay, so we'll increase this, but now it's way too big. So filling it with color so we can see what we're doing. It's like, what can I do with this? So the one thing you can do if you like that font is do the ungroup. And then let's try stacking them. Okay, let's group these. Let's group these. And let's get these. This is a nice word because it has 3 letters. And then you can just stack them like so. Select them all. Up here to the alignment tool, you want to center it. And we want them evenly spaced. So then you have this. But that's a little big for what you want. So let's reduce it down. And you could do, you know that if you cut your letters this size, they're going to fit. But then there's the lining up and all that other stuff that can be a real pain in the butt. So what we're going to do here is let's take these up so that, let me show you. Let's get in a little closer. Okay, so we still have our little cut lines showing, and we just want them so that everything overlaps and it joins. And let's not have them too lined up straight. Let's kind of give it that. And then we'll group them all, and you know what's next. We're going to come up here and weld. We're going to change our line color to clear. And we have us a 1 piece. Well, it'll be actually 3 pieces, but it's a whole lot easier to line up than doing each individual letter. So that's an option. We can come in here And let's slide this over. Okay, we did that before. This is just kind of building on what you've already learned. Let's take it down. No, it's, yeah, let's take this over. See how these line up. Let's take it up a little. And then this. Okay, so now you have this as one whole piece that will cut out as a whole piece. You can also do an offset. We don't want it real big. We're going to do something similar to what we did before. So let's take it down to a 0.05 and see what we get. Okay. But you might not want to cut out all these funny little things. Let's see how it looks first. Okay. And then come up here and we'll align it. We'll bring it over here. Let's take a peek. Okay. Not looking too bad. Okay. That's kind of fun, especially if you're on, say, a very pale, no, needs to be clear. A very, say a very pale blue paper, or we can even go up a little more, maybe peach. So you'd see you have your gray, and then here, but you can also offset that this way. You can bring this one to the front and play with it this way, which gives an interesting effect. I kind of prefer this one on top. Okay, so now we've got that. And that looks, we don't want that. So then you have that, and you know if it's going to fit. Sometimes you have areas that are a circle. I'll draw a circle. And let's do, okay. Now, I haven't planned on going here, but while I have this, I'm thinking that this might be pretty cool. You want to double click so you get your green. Now, we're going to take hold of this little thingy, the crosshairs down here, and we're going to bring this up here until it catches. And now you have it on a circle. And you can move it however you want, like so. You can slide it so it's inside. You can slide it so it's outside. You can move it all around. We can come over here, if this will come up, and we can adjust our character spacing to spread it out. So yeah, that's a pretty cool little thing, and I'll show you how to make that work. So you want kind of that, but let's say you want this more of an oval, or skinnier, that kind of stuff. Whatever you do with this shape is going to affect your text. So now you've got it the way you want it. We want it bigger. You can come back over here and we can increase our font, say 100 points. Here to 100. And get a larger title. So now, oops, get back on there. We want to, let's draw a straight line. You come to your tool here, and by holding shift, you're going to, oh, it didn't work. Why? Oh, line, to the line. That's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to draw. Let's make a line. Holding shift, you get a perfectly straight line. So moving this up here. Now to get this perfectly even, we can do that. Okay, so now we've got, oh, it's because I've got the line. It's okay. So let's just move this guy out of the way. It's looking pretty even there. This is how you want it. So if you just delete the circle, it's going to go away. So what you have to do is highlight your text and your text only, and right click, convert to path. And now we're going to take away our circle. And you have a curved title that you can do anything you want to do with. You can do an offset. You know, it's the same things that you do with any other shape, because this has now become a shape. So you could, let's move these guys, but that's kind of big. So let's size it down a little bit. You can use the sizing, or you can just put it in here and see exactly what size is going to work for you. There's a lot of things you can do with text to kind of give it a little personality, that kind of stuff. I hadn't really thought that this was going to be a lot on text, but it's giving you some ideas for different things you can do with your title. How to get it in the proper proportion. Then here, if you want to design this as a whole block with clusters, you can go into your library and pull out flowers or tags or labels and fill those with color, not because you're going to use them, but to get an idea of what all can go here. I mean, you might want to add a tree. I mean, if you've got in your library, if you have a tree, that'd be a great thing to add under the adventure. Oh, sometimes I hate my laptop. Hello. Okay, let's see. What kind of tree if would we want? Let's do some pine trees. Whoops, where did my pine trees go? That's not what I wanted. got crazy on me. Let's take this simple tree here. Let's fill it with some green. But that's an icky green. So come down here to your advanced options when you're in the color, fill color, and grab hold of this little guy and let's move him around. That's more outdoorsy, isn't it? So we need to make him a little smaller. He's going to cut a little too big. And you can put that here. Let's make a couple more. So we'll duplicate. We don't necessarily want them all the same size, unless that's the look you're going for. We can kind of make him smaller and bring him to the front. Let's duplicate him. And let's get them over here like so. So all of a sudden, you've taken this little block and it's kind of giving you a jumping off point for different things that you can do. So this isn't all encompassing or anything like that. It's just giving you some ideas about making, it's all about making the block, a block on your silhouette canvas that's the size you have to work with. That doesn't mean you're going to have peach paper. It doesn't mean you're going to have those trees, but it's going to give you an idea of what you have to work with, and you can at least get your text to fit and not have to worry about what's the spacing going to look like or anything like that. I mean, maybe you just want plain old adventure. And that's fine. But this way, you know it when you cut those, that if you have a spot that's 3 inches by 12 inches, you can add your embellishments and things over here, your text is going to cut in the size that will fit. Because that would not fit on a 6 by 6, but it will fit on a 3 by 12. You can make 2 by 2s, 3 by 3s, whatever size you have to work with is what you want to define over here in a block, in a circle. It doesn't really matter. Just figure out what size you have allocated, and you don't have to use the whole thing. You don't have to fill it up. That's just going to help you size what you're doing and cutting. So I know this was kind of spur of the moment. I didn't have any notes written down, and I kind of went a little haywire with some different things. But if you need any more clarification or you want me to do a better, more in-depth tutorial on certain aspects that I covered, let me know, because I saw that post yesterday and I thought, oh wow, this might be something that people in the group could really use, and I think it applies to Cricut users also. I don't know anything about scan and cut, so I can't say. But you can do the same thing in Cricut. You build yourself a shape, the size that you have available, and you can just design in that shape. You don't have to reduce your mat. You don't have to do any of that. Just make a little mini piece of paper. You can put some color behind it if it helps. Other than that, that's all I've got for today. So I hope this helps you. Like I said, if you want me to go a little more in detail with some of these things, let me know, and I'm happy to. I just thought I'd throw it out there about sizing and getting things to fit the way you want them to fit. So until I come up with something else, I'll talk to you ladies later. Bye-bye now.